Hello everybody! This is the #1 home improvement YouTube channel in the entire world. This one's extra special today. I've got a tool in this box that I've wanted forever. You ready? Let's go. Doesn't look like there's much assembly. I will fully read the instructions, make sure I don't break it. Look at this bad boy. Oh, doesn't go that way. Or maybe it does go that way. Spin this around or something. This is it. It's pretty simple. This is the battery pack right here. The screen, this charges the battery pack. There's a couple accessories that came with it. To record, you hit the record button. It says record up here in the upper left. To stop recording, just hit the menu/exit button. There's a little switch right here that turns the battery pack on and off. Has a little SD card slot right there. It comes with a 8 GB SD card. Power that off, switch the battery pack off. All these things fit in here. Right now on camera, you're looking at my test house. This is a customer, and the pipe that's got water coming in or out of it is a small, supposed to be 1.5 inch diameter cast iron pipe where their laundry drains, their kitchen sink, their dishwasher, and I think that's it. They also have a sink basin in their laundry room where this drains into. And it constantly gets clogged. And I go over once a year maybe, sometimes twice a year, and run this little guy through there. But on this occasion, now that I've got a camera, I said, hey, can I come over and we can take a look at your pipes and see what's going on? And what happened here? So I first tried to get this through, and found massive clogs. And just running this through had pushed enough in to create the clog. So I said, all right, well, let's get out my snake like I always do and unclog it. And I think that's what this part is going to be. I'll probably try to speed it up. You can see this thing come out, and it was kind of crazy. I did not expect for me to use this entire thing. I had to use every inch of this to get to the 4-inch main line. So currently this camera is in a different clean out, down a 4-inch main line, 15 feet to right there. Oh, you can see it coming out right there. And that little spring thing is this, and I used every inch of this, and this is either 50, actually it's 20 feet to get to there. So that's a lot of cast iron that has not been replaced. Now further out in the backyard, it goes from cast iron to PVC, which is good, but they thought when they bought the house that they had only a little bit of cast iron and most all of it was PVC. Now that's not the case. So as this video progresses here, I'm going to take this camera and put it down the pipe that snake just came out of. So a lot got pushed through, but man, when I put this down, the 1.5, it starts out as a 2-inch of ABS in the actual basement, but it only goes for 6 feet. 3 feet down from the clean out, and 3 feet over to where it turns into cast iron. So here we go. We're going in. It looks pretty nasty. Keep in mind, this is not, that's not poo. That is from the kitchen sink. That is all just stuff that gets washed down. But that's all. This is all nasty stuff that, well, it's causing the clogs. We are still ABS plastic here. And I just turned the water on, and I want to see, whoa, looks like it's filling up. It's filling up quick. It's 2 inches at this point, the diameter of the ABS. So I just turned it off, and I'm like, okay, we'll see how it drains. It's at this stage, it is draining, but it won't drain for very long. What is that, you ask? That is sludge. It's basically just sludge from the kitchen sink. Mostly just the kitchen sink is my opinion. It looks like something worse, but it's not. It's just the sludge. So I'm pulling out. It's getting too dirty there. Trying to see if it drains. Basically me just putting this camera up into there, pushed the sludge and packed it in to where it goes from ABS to cast iron. I did put this to the test. Pretty good. I smashed it in there pretty good several times. No jokes. No jokes. Okay, guys? Let me get this out here because I got to refer to some. So right here you can still see it's a very slow drain. And I think the next time I put it in, I'm not sure what time this is. I've been putting it in and out like crazy, using this thing, thinking that I could get away with this. The answer is no. Had to come back the next day with a proper drain line cleaner, a big auger, and I used, and for some reason it didn't come out on camera. I actually had this in the position that I had it in the beginning of the video where the spring came out, and I had the real deal grinding this all through, but I didn't hit record. So even though that would have been a good shot, these are pretty decent. Here I am smashing this camera in there again. This is the Vevor. V-E-V-O-R. You can buy this thing everywhere, but there will be links in the description. Probably should have said that at the beginning. Links in the description. Oh, everybody loves hearing that. So now I smashed that thing in there a little further. That big old pocket of sludge, and I'm trying to get this in. I'm just going to town. Going to town, trying to get it in and out, in and out. It's not letting me in. And hopefully the next clip, I think this is where I took this plastic little protector off and I have just the camera in there, and I got it in a little bit, but it wouldn't go all the way in. So here I am pulling it out again, and that is just the camera, not the camera and the little plastic doohickey. So I think the next shot, I don't know what the next shot's going to be. The next shot should look different. Here we go. We're going in. Are we going in or are we coming out? We're going in. Going in. So this shot, even though there's still some sludge in there, I think we're going all the way. We're going all the way to the main line. And there's a little dam where it goes from ABS down to this cast iron here. So you can see it's a little bumpy. There's some bumps in the road, but I'm getting it in. And I do have this plastic back on, which is about 1.25 inches. That's about all you can expect from old cast iron 1.5 inch pipe. So got a couple bumps in the road here, but it actually opened up pretty good. Before, you couldn't even get a camera through. You could barely squeak this little thing through. Now, why is all this important? It's because you need to know if this is in the house that you plan to buy. So you can hire someone, and I always did. I never had one of these things. This is the first time having a camera, and it's very interesting what you find down there. So there we go. We just popped into the main line. That's a 4-inch main line there. Yeah, I've got lots of customers who've made the mistake, or some customers. Actually, I had a customer 2 years ago who did get their main line cammed, and they found that belly. And I have a video series calling it like a $11,000 homeowner mistake. In part 1 of the video, it goes into detail the belly in the sewer line, and it was a newer build. Their gutters on their house were all clogged up, and the water went right down, and the backfill just sunk and created a big belly. And before closing, it was a condition of the closing that it all had to be replaced. And I went there to initially inspect the house, and I found a clean out. And I think back in those videos, I show that clean out where it was a dead giveaway that something was wrong with that main sewer line. ABS plastic, You know, they're in the shape of a Y, and it had, you couldn't even have gotten a cap on it because it had all been reamed out, because the springs on the much larger drain line cleaners, they can basically act as sandpaper and just grind away at the ABS. And that's a dead giveaway. You go into the utility room, you look for the mainline clean out, and you pop that cap off, and you see if there's any evidence of it ever being snaked. New houses should not need to be snaked or cleaned or anything. And this house here had a huge belly, probably on a monthly clean out schedule. Now, cast iron pipes, if you can afford it, I would suggest you replace it. That's what most people would like to do, but it's not always affordable. A lot of times people have a finished basement and they don't want it completely torn apart. This specific one you just watched, that 20 feet is out in the backyard. It's crazy. A lot of times in modern days, most of the houses that I've built, all the sewer lines are laid out in the slab, underneath the slab in the basement, and then there's one line that goes out to the backyard. Well, this wide out into the backyard from two separate areas of the basement, so you would have had to dug up, you know, you'd have to dig the whole entire backyard up. And that is, how deep was that one? That is 9 feet deep. About 9 to 10 feet deep is where this cast iron pipe is. And a lot of people just say, hey, you know what? We'll just call you up, handyman, and have you come snake our drains instead of digging out like a gigantic crater in our backyard to replace these lines. So the one you just saw, it is probably cleaner than it has been in a long, long time. And you can fit a full 1 1/4 inch scope cam through there. The auger that I was using, I should have taken a picture of it. Can't believe I didn't. But it was a good 1 1/2 incher, just under 1 1/2 inches, and it knocked all the sides off, and I flushed it all out, and everything's going to go well, maybe for a year, 2 years, who knows? It really depends on what they put down their drains. All those little ridges on that cast iron pipe is going to start collecting sludge, and it's going to slowly start creeping in and creeping in and creeping in and creeping in and creeping in until you got to call the handyman, and he'll come do your drains. So what do I like about this thing? Well, it's got a good screen, easy to use. It's lightweight, it's compact. This is not a pro grade tool. This is handyman grade. Maybe you own some rental houses and you do all the work on them. It's that great of a tool. I would not put this into every single day use. There is no counter for how deep you're in. You've got to look on this yellow thing here, and it's got a little tiny square where it marks the meters. And I found myself so many times flipping this thing around trying to find where the meters are, and it's only marked on one little side of it. There's not even a ring that goes all the way around it. So if I were going to keep using this, I'd use a Sharpie, and at least out to 50 feet or however many meters that is, I would mark it on here, which I don't know. It's kind of a lot of work. The camera held up great. I beat on it a decent amount by jamming it in there, and the lens is still crystal clear. No scratches that I can see. It's got an IP something 768, waterproof up to like 3 meters or something like that. You know, if you want to roll the dice and pick one of these up, they gave me a discount code of $20 off. I went with 300 feet. I would never need to use 300 feet. Don't know why I selected 300 feet. I just did. I think 150 feet would have been just fine for my use, which is like maintaining rental properties, checking out my own rental properties, doing some work for realtors that say, hey, can you come scope this sewer line? That's a business to get into, of unbiased sewer line scoping. Because it happens during the inspection process when a house is sold, they need an unbiased sewer line scope guy, and they go for anywhere from right around $200. if there's a clean out. If there's not a clean out, you have to pull a toilet and go in that way. Jacks the price up to $500 to $700. Sometimes you can get all the way up to $1,000 to have your sewer line scoped. But that could be more of a complicated situation. If you're gonna use this once a month, I think it would work. I don't think I would go with 300 feet though. 150 is all you need. It also works well as like an inspection scope. Go down in a wall. Keep in mind this little plastic doohickey comes right off, and you have about a 1-inch camera that is pretty flexible. As far as spare parts go, I'm not sure what they got. I tried Googling it on their website. I do know that a lot of people sell this. I'm not sure if they want me saying that or not, but a lot of people sell this, so I would assume you could get some spare parts. Like the camera could be replaced. The cable could be replaced. I don't think any of this would ever really go bad. It's all sealed up here in a nice waterproof box. That's it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you got some use, got some little knowledge. Maybe it was entertaining seeing this go down the pipes, especially the cast iron pipes. If you want to get yourself a t-shirt, there'll be a link down in the description. They come in black, navy blue, and red. Goodbye.